You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the August 18th meeting for the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Michigan City Redevelopment Commission regular meeting to order. Today is Monday, August 18th, and it is 2 o'clock. We're in the Michigan City Common Council chambers. We'll start with a call to roll call. Clarence Hulse.
Here.
Philip Latchford.
Here.
Sheila Brosa Matias, I am here. Tracy Tillman.
Present.
Sherry Wilson.
Present.
Tom Domkowski.
Present.
We have a quorum and all members are present. Next on the agenda, we would need a motion to approve the minutes for our meeting from September 14th. We had an executive session on that day, as well as our regular meeting. So 2 sets of minutes. I would entertain a motion to approve.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes for July 14, 2025 executive session, July 14, 2025 regular hybrid meeting.
Thanks so much. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Great. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda, we have claims dated August 18th, 2025.
Yes, this is a claims for August 18th, 2025. For payroll in July 2025, we had CDBG reimbursables, staff and commissioners. In our operating account, we had Acme for business cards for Skylar York. I had to get some new business cards. We have a new logo. We had corporate payment systems. This is a charge for annual business entity reporting for the building corp. We had Great American Financial. This is the RC portion, our Redevelopment Commission portion of the copier fees for August 2025. Saranac Law Offices for legal retainer for July of 2025. From the North TIF, we had August Mac, Phase 1, ESA Singing Sands, 8th in Michigan. Sorry. We had August Mac 2025 activities, TC Trail Creek Properties, Begley Concord for 5/26/2025 through 6/22/2025. We had Baker Tilly for the TIF annual report and presentation on the North TIF. Baker Tilly for the TIF annual report and presentation on SOLA. So sorry. Barnes and Thornburg for legal services for SOLA ending in 6/30/2025. Barnes and Thornburg for legal services for Bloxham arbitration ending 6/30/2025. Barnes and Thornburg for legal services for Tryon Meadows ending 6/30/2025. Butler, Fairman, and Seifert for right-of-way for Washington Park Boulevard streetscape for 25/25 through 6/30/25. General insurance for general liability insurance for Lakeside LLC and MC Lakefront LLC 7/2/25 through 1/7/26. We also had global engineering for general engineering boundary survey for legal for SOLA. High Street Insurance for property, commercial property insurance for 124 East 11th Street. That was the parking garage. NIPSCO for electric service for EV stations, 8th Street as of 8/4/2025. Schneider Geomatics for engineering for the Lake Ave Relief Station, 5/1/2025 through 5/31/2025. Saranac Law Office for legal services, North Tift, July 2025. The cellar door for facade grant amendment for 1901 Franklin Street. This was for the sewer lines. The Chicago Consultants for consulting at 5th Pine Street Development, 7/1/2025 through 7/31/2025. Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal fees for 5th and Pine Street Development. Wallach, Summers, and Haas for 5th and Pine Street Developments, 7/2/2025 through 7/29/2025. Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal fees for transfer of Transit Center, 6/2/2025 through 6/3/2025. Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal fees for You Are Beautiful Sola Site, 6/4/25 through 6/30/2025. Wallach, Summers, and Haas for legal fees for You Are Beautiful. Site 7/3/25 through 7/25/25. This is the next one is the South TIF. We had Baker Tilly for a TIF annual report and presentation for the South TIF. Haas and Associates South TIF connectivity improvements, 11/25/24 through 7/8/2025. We also had from the Northeast TIF, Baker Tilly for a TIF annual report and presentation for the Northeast TIF. And from the East TIF, we had Baker Tilly for our TIF annual report and presentation from the East TIF. If I may, the High Street insurance for the commercial property that we paid for the parking garage, that will be our final pay for the insurance after this year. That is basically paying a prorated amount that will take us to the end of the year. And at the beginning of next year, this will be a city, will be in care of the city, and it will be part of our city insurance that takes care of buildings such as City Hall, fire stations, etc.
Great. Thank you. Are there any questions about claims or anything particular for Skylar? I would entertain a motion to approve claims for August 18th, 2025.
So move. Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the claims as presented for August 18th, 2025. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nay. Motion has carried unanimously. Thank you. Next, we have the financial report dated June 30th, 2025.
Okay, this is a financial balance sheet for June 30th, 2025. Cash in our operating account, we have $257,460.31. In our Southside TIF account, we have $8,642,057.60. In our Southside TIF debt reserve account, we have $336,308.50. In our Southside TIF capital account, we have $16,199.79. In our North End TIF account, we have $2,781,026.91. In our East Side TIF, we have $792,261.62. In our Northeast TIF account, we have $1,401,517,000.60. In our Transit Development District, we have $241,551.17. In our loans receivable, we have a county business loan fund. In our county business loan fund, we have $94,829.59 for a total assets of $14,563,113.09.
Excellent. Thank you. Any questions or comments? I would entertain a motion to approve and a second.
So move.
Second.
Great. We have a motion and a second to approve the financial report and balance sheet for 6/30/2025. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any nays? Hearing none, motion has carried unanimously. Next, we have public comment. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak at this time? Please introduce yourself and give us your home address, please.
This is Tommy Kolovic from 1316 Ohio Street. I have a public service announcement to make. Wednesday morning at the LaPorte County Complex in LaPorte, they're going to be conducting a sheriff's sale. Well, the property is going to be up for bid. It's going to be the old train depot building right here at 100 Washington Street. Let's say the starting bid is going to be at $1,229,197. So break out your checkbook. I hope whoever ends up buying that ends up preserving that and hopefully restores it. I know a few years ago you had a gentleman come here wanted to tear it down and put condos up there, but I hope that gets saved. I know in the Board of Works meeting in a couple hours, there's going to be a demolition hearing on, I think it's 1402 Franklin Street. The owner of that property, Warner Grass, he wants to preserve that building. We're losing a lot of our historical buildings. Hope you can somehow work with the owner on that, maybe not have that demolished, maybe work with the redevelopment committee, getting one of the facade grants like you've awarded throughout the years. And we got a couple of things to complain about, not really to complain. We just want to make the redevelopment commission the city the best it can be. I want to report there's like 3 great big fallen dead trees along Highway 20 laying on the utility lines between the Advanced Auto and the Von Tobel lumber. these trees have fallen over from the wetland property that's owned by the redevelopment commission. We need to get those removed. I know it's actually the utility company who's actually responsible. We got to take those out. I know sometimes the utility company is really hard to work with. We need to get those taken out. I'd like to see the signage you got for I think it's the Wabash Street Green Infrastructure. This sign was put up back in 2016. I think it was an agreement between the redevelopment commission and the DNR to put that up back. I think any kind of agreement you've had with the DNR probably now grandfathered out. The sign's really kind of dilapidated and faded out now, and I think you might have Sean remove that. Another thing, I just talked to Brett Kelly about this. Now that the redevelopment now owns the lot where we tore down the church on Barker Avenue. It was mowed. I emailed Kelly, our administrator, that needs to be mowed. They went out and mowed that, so we just need to keep that in mind. We have a agreement with the redevelopment, keep our lots mowed. They've done a great job with that. I know it's a lot of acreage and a lot of wear and tear on the equipment and the labor, but those just kind of some of the things I wanted to mention. Just have a good day and keep up the good work, Redevelopment Commission.
Thank you, Tommy. We appreciate your help. Sure. Yeah, maybe that'd be good.
Just
Don't
for
say so
the
much.
public information, Tommy, you bring up the point about the old Swing Bellies restaurant that used to be over there and that it's up for auction. The quick version is the redevelopment commission has absolutely zero involvement in that parcel. There are 3 different litigants, I think. Yes, there's a seller and 2 potential buyers to that property that's been hung up in court for, I think that court case probably started in 2022, maybe, if not longer than that. In the interim, though, has been the mortgage company that owns the mortgage in that building from the original seller, or the seller that's gotten us into this mess at this point. They're the ones that are doing the auction. They're the ones that are saying we want our mortgage back. I think there's something like 20 some odd $1,000 of property taxes that haven't been paid. And quite frankly, and there was a bankruptcy proceeding in the middle of all that. I mean, that thing is just a mess. And this auction does absolutely nothing to solve that mess.
Mhm.
It is still litigation going on between the two buyers and a seller who sold to one and then tried to renege on that and sold to another. And that's what the whole legal issue is that goes with that. So even if the redevelopment commission had any interest in that carrying on from 3 years ago, or even if it was something we're interested in right now, we don't even have any standing. We couldn't even get in the front door. So that's the explanation for that fiasco.
Thank you for sharing. Thanks for the update. Are there any other members of the public who wish to speak at this time? Is there anyone online that wishes to speak? Hearing none, let's move on. Public comments are closed. Next, we have a request for funding from the Michigan City Area Schools. Skylar, can you give us a quick intro?
Yeah, so you may recall our last meeting, we had a presentation by Kevin it was a great presentation, and thank you for the presentation. I see you guys in the audience. But what I want to do is to make you guys aware of that we haven't forgotten. We haven't forgotten what we've asked to do, though, in the light of Senate Bill 1 and a few other things that are happening. We've asked Baker Tilly, Alan and I have asked Baker Tilly to do an analysis and make sure that we are good to go with providing what you've asked us for and to see what we can provide. We also have a couple of other asks of us right now, and we're just making sure we can. I don't want to come back in year 3 and be like, I can't give you the money this year. That's what I don't want to do. I don't want to get down that road. So Jason Semler at Baker Tilly is doing the analysis to make sure that I don't want to over promise and not be able to do that. And there's a couple of other requests before us too. I know the Historic Review Board has sent in a letter to us as well. We also have the hub that we're funding. There's a couple of other things that we're paying out cash money out, and I just want to make sure that we're in a position to make sure that we can provide keep providing what we provide to the schools, and that we don't have to come back, like I said, in 2 years and be like, sorry, I don't have the money this time. But I wanted to say though too that we do appreciate the partnership, and we really appreciate all the things that you do with the money that we provide. It's really amazing to see. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm not sure when we'll have the analysis. probably in the next, I'd say in the next week or two, it will be done. It shouldn't take very long. But what it is, just so everyone's aware, Senate Bill 1 is going to affect all of the cities, and it actually affects our TIF proceeds as well and what we collect. Because what it has done is it has essentially reset our AVs, our assessed values. It didn't really give tax breaks. It really provided It really reduced or reset assessed value. So what that does is TIF is provided to us based on assessed value. So we really need to know how that assessment works, and it won't be fully understood probably until about 5 years from now, because it takes effect. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's gradually takes place over this 4 year period, if you will, and the adjustments take place. So what we need to do is basically do projections to make sure that we have enough to cover the next 4 years and see how that projects out. That's what we're trying to do here. We do know that it is going to we are going to lose money in the South TIF and the North TIF, and our North TIF goes away in 2 years. So we will only have the South TIF really carrying that burden of TIF here. So that's kind of what we want to do, is make sure that we have the projections we need to know, understand for the next 5 years. That's it.
So because you are both here and because we don't often get someone of your stature,
Absolutely.
Mr. McCollum, if you would like to come up and present and
Please.
add some kind of, where this fits in community development. I think the members here really value the relationship we have, the collaborative relationship we have with the Michigan City area schools and the city. I mean, you're not just, educating children. This is a larger mission. And so if you want to make some comments and speak to the project, we would love to hear from you.
Please, Wendell. Yeah.
He's used to it.
I agree. We have you here tonight. Please, thank you for attending.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Commission members, and thank you. And once again, as highlighted by Skylar and also by you, Sheila, we do have a great partnership with the Redevelopment Committee going back over the past decade. My experience as a high school principal and then also as an assistant superintendent and now superintendent the last couple of years is the partnership has gone tremendously in terms of supporting our teachers, our technology, and ultimately our students and the community. So that's what we're looking forward to continuing with this partnership and understanding, as you highlighted, as we're still all trying to unravel the legislation and how it impacts us, all types of government entities trying to figure that out. So we're still working with Baker Tilly and some of our other consultants to determine what the next 3 to 5 years looks like. So once again, this money that we're looking to receive from the Redevelopment Commission is something that supports our students, which ultimately supports our community. And Kevin highlighted a great deal of that information, and he can shed more light on what we're asking for if needed.
Thank you so much.
And just to reiterate, I think the big thing as we've done over the last 2 grants, that we had a theme that we set that we felt that we really wanted to impact the students and the faculty within the district. Obviously, a big portion of the dollars goes towards staff development for our teachers, and that's a huge piece of what we do on a weekly, monthly basis with our teaching staff. So every staff member, every certified staff member will get the same amount of training that they've received in the previous grants. But we've also highlighted some needs from a district security standpoint, both physical and cyber, as well as the curricular components that go along with that. So we'll be working with the high school and creating those pathways for our students. So when they leave, they have they've created pathways on the curricular side as well. So I think that goes hand in hand with what we've tried to do on the workforce development side and how we can help impact our students and their future and their careers and really prepare them for when they leave the school district, they're ready for a job outside of the district. So I think different with this grant than the other 2 is there is a little bit more focus in that regard. And again, it's just needs of the district to kind of highlight some of the increase the cybersecurity as well as information technology curricular pathways that we have within the district.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
If any questions do come up as you think about it or as you would get closer to a decision, please reach out. I'll be happy to
Right.
answer any questions that you may have.
Well, like you, we're trying to be fiscally responsible and make sure that we don't overpromise and underdeliver, or find ourselves in a position where we can't, meet our word. But you know probably more than anyone exactly what that's about. So thank you.
We certainly appreciate the consideration.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
everyone.
All right. Next on the agenda, we have the proposal from Marcos Electric for remote access to the city street light controllers.
Yeah, so just let me explain a little bit about this. I think that this wasn't known that we could actually control the lights via our computers and reset our times and things of that nature. I kind of forgot about it. I didn't remember that we could do that. And then Marcus, during the last administration, was not part of. They weren't doing that for us, so they quit managing it. And this contract right here is basically to get them back in, to basically set it back up for us. But actually, what it's going to do is it's going to be in the care of our city engineer, Tim Werner. And we're going to teach him how to do it. They're going to show him how to do it. And then they're going to show Will from the Parks Department how to do it, and a couple of other people, so that there's some redundancy in the knowledge there. They're going to show me how to do it again. This is actually coming from Mr. Warner. He's kind of requesting this. We still pay the bill for this, but we just don't have any control over it. So we're thinking we really want to reestablish that control, and so that we can control it ourselves. And just so you know, we've been having some issues with our lights downtown, and this will just give Mr. Warner another tool in his pocket to kind of make his own adjustments to when they come on and off, and also to kind of just give him a little bit more control over the lighting situation. And in all honesty, he should be in control of it. It's in his right of way. They're basically in the care of the Board of Works and Mr. Warner. So that's all it is. It's basically Andy is going to basically get back in, set up the system again, make sure it's all working right, and how this relates to development is that it's really integral to our downtown. It makes everything happen down. If you can't see to walk around downtown, you're not going to walk around downtown, and you're not going to shop. You're not going to buy things. You're not going to go to our restaurants. And also, we have new residents coming in downtown, and we want to make sure our streets are lit up for them so that they can live and enjoy downtown. And as we grow, we will be adding probably more streetlights to our downtown. So that's how it's related to our RDC.
Thank you. Really appreciate that last bit, so we can all see where that fits into our mission. Is there a dollar amount, or since you said we already pay for this?
Actually, we pay for the service. What Andy's going to do is get in here and actually try to figure out how to get this thing set back up. And he estimated it to be at $1,455 for him to spend for him to issue it won't be probably Andy himself doing this. It will be someone at Marcus, with probably a tech there that will be doing this for us. And then he's going to call us in, and he will show us how to work this system.
Okay.
Specifically, Mr. Warner, though, will be probably the one that gets called in the most.
Well, I do like the idea that we're not just going to train one person. Cities make this mistake all the time.
Yes.
You train multiple people so that if someone's on vacation, retires, or changes their job, that we have people who are still able to do
One of the reasons I chose Mr. Will from the Parks Department, I chose him to receive this training because he's actually actively working in our plaza downtown and works with kidpreneurs and movies and things like that. And he thought it would be great to be able to dim the lights, turn them off in that block, and they are controlled on a block by block basis.
Great.
So he would be able to flip them off, turn them back on, and things of that nature.
Excellent. Excellent. So I would entertain a motion to approve the proposal from Marcus Electric, longtime, well-known Michigan City company, in the amount of $1,455 for them to fix the remote access and train a couple of our personnel on how to manage that system.
I'd like to make the motion to accept the remote access to city streetlight controllers. by Marcus Electric for $1,455.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the proposal from Marquis Electric in the amount of $1,455 to allow for remote access to city street light controllers. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Hearing none, the motion is carried unanimously. Thank you so much. Next, we have the settlement agreement and release for 742 East 8th Street.
As another example of how the law does not work, this is for the Trail Creek litigation for one of the other remaining property owners down that we have been cleaning up, also one of the primary pollutants, if not the primary pollutant. This has gone on for, these negotiations gone on for, I don't know, at least the better part of 2 or 3 years with this specific company. Multiple court hearings, but I think we're finally at a point of where in fact, I really did think we were at a point, which is why I provided for you a settlement agreement, proposed settlement agreement, knowing that this body would have to approve this in a public meeting before we actually had an agreement with this particular primary pollutant. 2 weeks ago, learned that they still have not signed off on this yet from the respondent's viewpoint. I think from our viewpoint, we probably should approve this, but given the fact that the other side has not approved it yet, we'll wait until they do. This will probably come back to you then, hopefully next month. Ironically enough, when I talked to our attorney in Indianapolis this morning, the respondents has their meeting with their client every Tuesday morning. So maybe we'll know as early by tomorrow that this has been approved, or whatever the changes they want to make to it. But the point is, we're not ready to go with it yet today.
Okay, so shall we table this
We
or
should
just pull it off?
for-
Okay,
I think table it for at least a month and let's bring it, let's hope that it'll be brought back next month.
all right. I would entertain a motion to table this settlement agreement and release for 742 East 8th Street until,
The
Next
September meeting.
okay, till our September meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to table this settlement agreement for release to be carried over until our next meeting in September.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to table this settlement agreement. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion has carried. Thank you. All right, next on our agenda, we have SOLA updates and approvals. Anything to update us on SOLA?
We have one more council meeting for our declaratory resolution, and then it will come back to us for confirmatory resolution. We also have so just to give some history, we've made it. We've got our bonds, we've got our EID set up, we've got our bonds in place. We have our TIF started. We have the bond in place, but we don't have, once we did a declaratory resolution that goes to council confirms it, it comes back to us and we can do a confirmatory resolution. That sets the TIF in place. So that's what's the next steps at council. And then in September, it'll come back to us for the confirmatory resolution.
This is you approved this resolution.
Yes.
2 months ago, I want to say, and then since then it has gone to the Planning Commission for approval.
Yes.
And that's already occurred. So now we're in the next to last home stretch or next to last piece where the council will hopefully approve this tomorrow night. And then we'll come back for the final piece next month.
Yep. And that will be the final. At that point in time, I mean, really at this point in time, I think they have a pretty good bit of the pieces and I do know that they have started their financial preparation in order to get all their financing in place. I think they're just waiting on the final confirmation of the TIF. That's really it right now. We'll have an organizational meeting of the EID that will happen, and then that'll happen with the owners of the property. And then really that's it right now. We just kind of need to get this confirmatory resolution done, and I think that'll really put the icing on the cake, and they should be ready to run with trying to get all the finances in place. Just to remind people, they hit their deadline. August 19th is tomorrow. So they've made that deadline. The next deadline they will have is, well, if council approve, assuming council approves it, they will hit that deadline. Their next deadline will be December 19th for all their financing in place. So I would say that they're one down and one to go.
Excellent. Thank you. Any questions for Skylar? Okay, let's move on to the 11th Street Station Garage and Residential Tower updates. If anyone has driven past it, you can just see physically that
It's there.
lots is happening.
It's there.
Looking good.
It's there. You can touch it, right?
Yeah.
You can touch it. It's being used more, I think, now. I think I see more cars parked in it, and I've been, that's what Nikki's been telling me as well. The only thing I would just say is that I kind of updated you a little bit on the insurance piece of that. What happened was we had BR insurance, builder's risk insurance, for the build of that garage, and now we had 6 months on that. They just basically prorated that, and then it flipped to regular insurance. And what we did was just pay for the whole year in advance, just to help the city out a little bit. And technically, it probably still is technically ours until the beginning of the year. And then at that point in time, like I said, it will transfer into the city's just regular insurance. And that's really all I have about it. The tower's coming along. I believe they're on the maybe the seventh floor right now. So they're a portion of the southern portion is complete. That's as tall as it's going to be. The northern side of that will go up another 5 floors, and you'll see that come up really soon. I see more people working there. I see the parking lots across the street are more full. So you just stay tuned, and you'll see it come out of the ground.
Thank you. Any questions or comments about the 11th Street Station, anyone? Okay. Hearing none, legal counsel report?
2 things to report on. First, the usual, there was an executive session before this meeting. No items were discussed that were not permitted by the open door law, and no decisions were made. The second thing is that, as you know, for several months, we have been working on the 3-way alcohol program and the Riverfront District. And this commission has approved 2 different aspects or 2 different changes to the program narrative. One is to expand the Riverfront District to what's permitted under the 2019 statute change. So our program change will do that. And then the second part is enforcement, creation and then subsequent enforcement of the Riverfront Dining Marketing Fund, that anybody who does have a 3-way license through this program would be expected to pay an annual fee of $2,500, which will then be deposited into a Riverfront Dining Marketing Fund. So you guys have already approved that. This is now on the agenda for the Common Council meeting tomorrow night for a resolution to approve the modifications that this commission has already made, and then that will then go, assuming they approve that, this will then go into effect, and then all future applicants will be subject to the new rules. This will also spread out, at least as it relates to one party who's been coming here for regular meetings. This will now include them so they can actually make their application, assuming they have everything else in order. And then we can then start setting up or figure out how to set up, I think, between the council and the controller's office, how to set up this fund, and then the mechanism by which that'll be enforced. So that'll all come to fruition tomorrow night, hopefully, and then we'll be done with that.
Thank you. Anything, Mr. Director, any other?
I would just to add to that, I'll probably have to work with Miss Tillman to. I think we'll have to probably do an ordinance to set up the fund. I assume, I don't know if it'll be non-reverting or whatever. I'll have to check with mayor and obviously controller and probably you as well to see how that works. I assume it would be non-reverting where it'll stay in that fund and be used for whatever is determined out of that fund. I don't know that I have much say over it. We would be the enforcers, if you will, but I don't think we want things coming back to the redevelopment commission for approval. The goal is that we will say, did you pay your bill? Please pay your bill, and then it goes in the fund. But I think the council would be in control. The idea is that the council or whomever you determine is in control. I just don't want to get into everything coming back to the redevelopment commission and having to get approval. I think that's the wrong way to do it. I think it should be in control of council and then whoever you guys dictate to do it. But we'll have to do that, and I'll work with the controllers to get all that in place. But hopefully, tomorrow's successful, because I know that there are a few people who are interested in making application to us. We also created an application. Alan took the time to put together a really simple application because we never had one. It was more like essay form, and really it just helps us out, helps us organize a little bit better. Like, who are you? What entity are you? What are you operating under? It works out really well. So I was really appreciative of that. And then also what it did was it really streamlined those requirements and made it a little bit easier to work, to understand. If the map gets approved tomorrow, so we'll have a physical map, but I actually have our GIS person creating what's called a map widget, and that's the technical name for it, I think. So it will go online on our website, and actually you'll be able to click on the ones that are inside that district to see if you're in or out, and it'll tell you if you're in or out. I know that the old map was really hard to basically ascertain if you're in or out and where's the boundary. Hopefully this map will clarify that. I think it works out really well. There was just a lot of jumbled up layers in that old map. So anyways, I hope we clarified it and made it easy for everyone.
Thank you. Next, we have commissioner comments. Are there any members of the commission who want to make any comments?
Just exciting times for us ahead with all the stuff we got going on in Michigan City. Scott and I have been reviewing the draft housing study, and it has some really great potential for what this future can look like in terms of demand analysis right now. So we're trying to make sure it reads properly and the information is presented properly, because it's very analysis focused, but it needs to be presented that way so it's easy to understand. So we've been going back and trying to make those changes so hopefully next meeting we'll have that ready. But exciting to see that there's a big demand for housing in Michigan City. And interestingly, a lot of the buyers are not outsiders, are people who are actually here, who want to move up, but not move out like we have in the past. People would want to move up, but couldn't find a house, so they move out of the city. And so one thing that's good about the demand is people who are looking to buy are actually residents who want to move up and stay within Michigan City. So that's exciting. Along with that, the EDC is working with a lot of potential projects, a lot of new business looking at us, especially on the south side, large commercial, industrial. So hopefully we'll see a few of those come to fruition in the next 6 to 12 months. So
I think we need to really accentuate that, because the criticism that you hear around the community is that we're doing only things for tourists and for people who don't live here yet, and we're trying to dangle things in front of them to make them come here. And when I listen to you talking to the Redevelopment Commission in executive session, or to your commission, to the EDC, we talk about the companies that are interested in coming here, bringing jobs, trying to develop land. And I think somehow that gets lost in the shuffle, especially on social media, because people think we're selling our own people out. We all live here. This is the community that we love, and I think to paint a more fair picture, I really want you to say again what you just said about all the companies and industries that are looking to Michigan City to make Michigan City their home, or LaPorte County their home.
Well, just to give some background. Your downtown is the face of the city. So anytime a prospect comes and visits the city, they want to see your downtown. So this commission and past commission, that's what they've been trying to do, is to make the downtown come back from 30, 40 years ago when it kind of fell apart. So but when we bring in clients in our downtown, we take them to restaurants in our downtown, because we want to see the people come to the mom and pop restaurants and not the chains. And so because of that, we love our downtown. We want to definitely showcase our downtown, but a lot of our prospects, industrial, commercial, are looking on Highway 20, South 421, to Highway 212. There's available land out that way. And so we're trying to make sure they start building buildings. And so probably late this fall, we'll be coming to you guys to show you some prospective buildings being built on the south side, large industrial buildings, because we want to see more high paying jobs in the community. So, but you got to start somewhere. I think downtown is a place to start. So.
Thank you, Clarence. I just really think that that's an important message for the community to hear over and over again, that we're here doing their work and trying to make sure that the community develops in a well-rounded way. Any other comments or questions or commission comments? All right. Thank you, everyone, for the hard work that you do. Our next meeting will be December 8th, 2025. And at this time, sorry, what did I say? Did I say 28th? Okay. No, December. No. We'll see you in September. I definitely need my glasses, eh? We'll see you on September 8th for another exciting redevelopment commission meeting. At this time, our meeting stands adjourned. Thank you so much.